Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to some more streaming here today. We're going to continue to work on uh, this Elven Rogue, and Vanessa is here. Vanessa, it's really good to see you in the chat. I know it's been a while since I've had a stream going uh, in the morning, actually, like this, and I'm going to be putting a video together as to kind of why that's happening, but um to just the long and short of it being just a refocus in strategy. And then also I've been kind of struggling with my nerve injury, my arm injury that's kind of been flaring up too, and so long periods of drawing are not going to be for me um are not going to be good for me. So yeah, actually back in 2017 I actually had to close my illustration business due to um a repetitive use injury. There's a lot of factors in it, but primarily being the fact that just overworked it and not resting enough, bad posture, genetics, and the list goes on and on and on. But well, the thing is about it is that it it doesn't it'll probably actually never completely go away, so which is the tough part about it. But it's one of those things that I'll just have to kind of continue to learn to work around, and deal with. But how are things going on your end? It's been a while since we've chatted a little bit. What's happening in Vanessa's world? Thanks for reaching out, by the way, on Discord. Say hello, since we haven't been able to connect on the stream for a little bit. So those who are just coming in, welcome. If you are viewing in the Facebook group, and you try to chat, I won't be able to see your name unless you hit this button. I'll show you, because that group is actually private, and I'll just put it in the chat here. Yeah, that was really nice of you, Vanessa. Thanks for doing that. So Vanessa got a new project. What are you working on? That's exciting. What type of project is it? Or for a company that produces children. Oh, that's really fun. And what aspect are you kind of responsible for in the company? You do the illustration. That is super fun. Is it like a local gig or something you got online? Congratulations for sure. Prince Fan is here. Hello. How's it going? Love the emojis. That's fun. Oh, cool. Awesome, Vanessa. Well, very, very happy to hear that you have a new gig. That's pretty great, especially when it comes to illustration. That stuff. That's fantastic. Oh, you miss Illustrator. When will you be able to post kind of what you're working on? Well, hey, how's it going? So, who's ever on Facebook, I'm just gonna post the link for you again. Actually, because of the privacy in that group, because it's a private group, if you could just hit this link right there that I gave you, that Restream link, and just hit allow, then I can actually see your name. Because without that, I actually can't see who it is. It's kind of the we wanted to keep that group private, a little more exclusive. So yeah, that'd be great if you could post that, Vanessa. That'd be awesome. Let's see it. I wonder if actually I can. So it's actually Preston. It's actually able to view it. But how you doing, Preston? What's happening? Yes, please do. Please share it for sure. You'll be back free. Okay, you do that. That's actually really important. I am going to bring up, hold on a second here. So tell me about the baby, because I actually haven't heard about this yet, so congratulations. love the rotate function in Photoshop like that. It's so nice. Just like rotating your paper in front of you. Zoe, oh, that's a wonderful name. Fantastic. Was born 20th. Nice. 6 pounds, 2 ounces. Nice. A full head of hair. Congratulations. That is absolutely fantastic. Great to hear that. And of course, to hear, always to hear about a healthy baby is really wonderful. I'm actually going to make a small adjustment here. I noticed I used to have a tool where I could measure things, and that was really, really helpful. But I noticed that the length, here's one thing about any figure drawing that it's hard to always hold on to, and the fact that like you have to be measuring all the time. So for example, from his knee to his ankle needs to be obviously the same on both, and it wasn't. So oops, drawing layer. Just gonna label this so all of us can see. This rogue kind of has almost like some ninja wardrobe to him, which is kind of fun. Well, hey, Noah, welcome. Good to see you. Stream's going great. Yep. Just kind of getting rocking here. I'm wanting to get my goal here today is to get this this drawing done of this rogue. I'd like to be able to move on to colors and things like that as well if I can. Yeah, he's really coming along. Thanks. For some reason, this one is just a little bit too much for me. Let's move on. We'll go back from lo-fi. Let's what we got here? What's in here? There we go. I'm gonna have to decide which size of shoe I like better. I think his shoe does need to just be a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna just kind of pull things around here a little bit. Do you have any pencils you could show? Pencil work that you want to show on the Discord channel? Welcome back, Vanessa. Okay. No, it says maybe I'm just finishing up one. Just have to do the face, and then the pencil work should be done. Nice. Flip the canvas here. And this area here is just going to be tons of just kind of foreshortening in this spot right here. So it can look a little bit weird, but I find it's just best to keep certain, directions going, and it'll be all right. Like exactly how that knife is kind of hidden there, but that may change when we actually get actually, yeah, it's too hidden. Let's go ahead and just try to move it down a little bit. I think I'm gonna move the whole arm down just slightly. so that we can interact with that knife a little bit better. We don't want any tangenting lines if we can avoid it. Even though that's probably what's going to happen either way. For those of you who aren't aware, we are on YouTube as well, and I have some videos about art, life, technique, inspiration on that channel. Make sure to check it out. We're also on Patreon as well. There we go. There's our rogue for the most part. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Noah. Appreciate that. So sometimes things do have to be adjusted a little bit here. And I kind of wish I would have caught this in other stage of the drawing, but move his legs around just a little bit. Feels like they need to be just a little bit bigger. And of course, this would have been ideal to do, before, but so Vanessa, this is actually a commission from a group that plays D&D together, and I'm doing their characters. Previously, I'd started working on this wizard here, so I'm going to continue on that one as well. So this is the rogue elf character from that group that plays together. So yeah, it's just a commission. On my YouTube channel, I just posted another commission I did here in January, and it's from start to finish, sped up, crazy speeds, time lapse, so that you can see kind of the whole process. And that one I actually go into watercolor and acrylics, which is really fun. This particular one we're going to stay on. We're going to stay on in digital. And I'm going to try something here. This hand is still bothering me that it's lost in the silhouette. So what we're going to do is we're just going to just try to rotate it a little bit. You never commissioned digital art? Well, I mean, it's one of those things that it's an investment of learning. Just like, with digital, you have to learn, the whole process. But the video is fun because you can kind of see how I build up a drawing. Which, everyone has their own way of building up a drawing. I'm just going to continue this rotation here. Yeah, thanks, Noah. It's fun. I'm glad you enjoyed seeing the process of that come together. And yes, for sure. Congratulations to Preston, for sure. And hold on, just everybody. I'm going to be right back. All right. Be right back. All right, and back. The question is, do I have experience with set design? No, actually, I don't have any experience there. Well, hey Asia, welcome. Welcome. Nice to see you in the chat. How have you been? Actually, just going to duplicate this sword. It's driving me bananas that it's not the same. Little dagger, little fighting dagger. Hey. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It is good to be back. Yeah, really fantastic to be back. Been a busy bee. Nice. What have you been working on? What's been keeping you so busy? We're doing all right. Also had a lot going on here the last month or so. I'm just had launched an art exhibition here in town for my work at a local university. And that's been really fun. My oil paintings and some prints. And Justin's here. Hey Justin, how you doing, man? Hey, it's fun to see. I know last time we had coffee, we were talking about getting you were mentioning, hey, you're gonna do some more content, and man, you really follow through with that, doing some live videos and YouTube videos. Well done. Good to see someone else rocking it. I know. I am so sorry that the sound was not good at the exhibition. It is my bane of existence. I have a lot of experience of trying to be the guy on stage and the guy doing sound, and I'm not very good at it. So sorry that the sound didn't work well for the exhibition, but you know, thanks for your support nevertheless. We tried, and I actually still can't figure out why it did that. I have absolutely no idea. Good, Justin. Yeah, you know, the lives are really fun. Yeah, doing live streams are fun because of the interaction, for sure. There's just no substitution in that area at all. It is super hard to do the sound and be up front. You never know. Asia has started freelancing full-time as a graphic designer, landed a full-time 6-month contract, so getting familiar with new brand and industry. Can we get cheers to both Asia and Vanessa who have some creative work positions? Just little cheers, raise your glasses. The exhibition is an art project. Actually, if you head over to, I'll send you a link here. You can take I talk about it on a vlog. Let's see here. Well, hey, my name's I will show you. I'll put it in the chat here. Justin, do you use Restream then for your broadcast as well? Because I saw you bringing some questions and stuff into the on screen. I like that. I need to look in how to do that. You should show me how you did that. But here's the link to the video that talks about the exhibition. And the stuff that that I've been working on. It's really fun. I'm gonna have a little video that we're putting together some of the clips of the show, and it's up for a month. Well, about a month. No, it says because we're currently with a few other families, I've started a theater group and are working to write and set design on our next play. Oh, that's really fun. Are you gonna be doing the set design yourself, or? Oh, you just embed. Well, but I thought you had brought up a specific question, not just the chat in general. Because I mean I have that is that widget, or not necessarily the widget. It's just using the browser, bring up browser source. Hey Derek, man, it's been a while. Welcome. So it's been a while since I've been streaming, so that's why I haven't seen you. All right, we're gonna lay in some flats, everybody. Get ready. So for this one, I do need to change my brush settings to not uncheck the transfer, which basically it's not transparent anymore. Beep, 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 beep. What's happening? Oh, was that did I do that with my, oh, that's funny. I did that with my eraser. All right, so brush, if I just come and I check the transfer, actually, you know what? I think I actually have a brush that I've been using. Is it this one? Oh. That's wild, because I thought I had one that I specifically used for flats. Okay. If I untrack transfer, I do want to be able to have my shape dynamics. Why isn't this working? So I want that. Off. So I don't want it to be pen pressure related. It's still pen pressure. What if I just put it to there? Why is it doing that? I'm gonna lock that. You guys, I don't understand. That's beyond me. I don't know why my brush settings won't. So this control, I want this to be off. Now watch. When I go and I click, I still have pen pressure. See like that? See how it's getting darker? I can do it really light. And it comes back on. And there's still pressure. And it comes back on. I don't even remember it doing that. And it's funny because like I'm locking that setting. So that's off. And I lock it. And it comes back on. Off. And it comes back on. Off. Off. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I'll have to look into that, why it's doing that. So for now, just gonna delete that layer. And I'm just gonna go like this. And we're gonna call this new brush preset. Oh boy. When you have multiple screens, sometimes like things will just like be cruising. So this is going to be flats. We're just going to call this flats. Include the color. Sure. Boom. There we go. So now we have some flats. So Justin, you didn't actually bring up an individual. I'll have to come back and look at that again. I was resting when I was watching that stream, so I wasn't actually fully with what you were doing. I like your microphone too. That mic is beautiful sounding. No, it says possibly I've done a few rough sketches that we may use as reference. Cool. Well, that sounds fantastic. It's an EV. Okay, cool. Yeah, really nice sound to it. I have a similar just cardioid here. Just it's the Audio Technica AT2020. But I haven't I've been finding that it really gets in the way when I'm trying to draw. I mean, it's really nice to have it nice and close like this if I want to. But so for this particular stream, I've actually I'm on the Octava MK. Can't remember which one it is, but it's a boom. It's a boom mic, and so then I have nothing in front of me here. But I thought previous ones that I've been digitally painting, I actually have used that. Audio Technica. I do believe that even in a painting stream like this, where it's really, first of all, important to be able to see what I'm working on, I do think that the audio portion of it is still king. If you don't have good audio, your stream is just, no one's gonna watch it. Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty, I agree, it's pretty boomy. I have to cut out a lot and like, yeah, especially that kind of 200 range. But fortunately, I have a pretty, well, not fortunately, I have a pretty whiny voice as it goes, and so something like that's gonna be less boomy. My specific voice, but I did a voiceover video the other day, and I used that, and it was really nice. Do you have Justin, do you have treatment in your room? In that room? Acoustic treatment? That is definitely on my list in this room. This room's really bad. I have tile floors, hard, you know, it's just everything. It's like the worst possible room to have a microphone in, other than like the bathroom. Does it? Okay, good. Yes, the angled ceilings and carpet. Carpet really does an amazing amount. It really, really does. But I mean, you have the right microphone too. If you were going to try to boom in that room, it would be harder for sure. So keeping that mic nice and close to your mouth is the way to go for sure. So you know, you got it covered. Derek asks, are you going to fill the whole character in red, or is this for shadowing? Okay, that's a great question. I should probably explain what in the world I'm doing here. So, I am actually doing a flat, and what this allows me to do is it's a little bit up front, as far as a little bit of work to get a color flatted out like this. But what it allows me to do in Photoshop is that there is this little button here. It's called lock pixels right there. If you can see, I'll try to move my mouse a lot. This lock pixels. And what it allows me to do is when I'm painting, all my strokes will stay within this parameter, this flat. They won't go outside. And so as I'm painting later on, I'm not constantly trying to go in and stay inside of all these little areas, and it speeds up the process a ton. And you'll see as I move into the actual colors that it will go very, very fast. Now, the reason I have this red is because, or this pink, is that it's super obnoxious and it's easy to see, and so then I can more easily see if I've missed an area or anything like that. It's meant to be a little obnoxious. But Justin says, I hear zero echo, though, despite your room. So, you know, probably a lot of that has to do with the processing that I have. I have some isotope anti-noise going. I have a anti-echo plugin that I got that all it does is just reduce the echo. So it's it's been an enormous amount of processing just to even get a remotely good sound. But if you go back and hear some of my first YouTube videos, just the echo was horrible. And at that time, I probably should just had the mic right next to my face. Is really what I should have done. Whatever I do is working. That's good. That's good to hear. So does that make sense, Derek, what I was talking about regarding the flats? Someone, oh gosh, someone the other day showed me a trick, and I can't remember how to do it, where you can fill in an area once you do an outline, and it doesn't leave the jaggedies. Does anybody know how to do that? So like, I could fill this area in once I get the outline, and it won't leave the pixelation. I need to look that up, because that's a really helpful technique. And I saw somebody do it, and I was like, oh, I should do it. I should do it that way. You're a visual learner? Sure. Okay. Well, we're almost done with these flats, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. One of my friends was over the other day. We were talking about how they are an auditory learner as opposed to a visual learner, and she feels like she lives in a visual learner world. Noah says we're through working Brecht right now. The dinner theater. We're working on writing, designing in general. The next thing, which would be a full-fledged play. Oh, that's fun. Well, I really hope it goes well. Kuro is here. Hi, Kuro. Welcome to the chat. Good to have you here. We're just working on a little a rogue here. Oh no, it did that thing. It lagged out for a second there. Yeah. It's a little rogue. We're doing some flats right now. But yes, I need to figure out how to fill an area. Because I think the paint bucket tool, like if I was just to drop the red in here, it wouldn't do it. Thule says hi. Dirk says, I was going to say before I asked, if you select the negative area, then invert and fill, would you have the whole thing in red color? But again, not trying to be a bad. No, that's what actually I'm saying is that it creates some jaggities, and there is a way to do it without that. Now that I have, like, okay, so here, let me show you. Like if I was to come in with the paint bucket tool and just go like that, do you see how it creates? Look at that. There's a jagged line. And I don't know, maybe anti-aliasing? Maybe there's a tolerance. Let's put the tolerance down to 0. See, I don't know. I don't know how to there. Okay. So select it, then expand by 2 pixels, then fill. Okay. Are you talking about how should I select it? Okay, Wade says easy fix there. There it is. Derek was just about typing that. Okay, cool. Select it with what though? How would I select that? Just like the magic wand or something? Magic wand would work. Okay, all right. So, and then you say expand by 2 pixels. I hit the wrong button. Go spot. Okay, so we're going to do 2 pixels. Oh, I think he's done it. He's done it. Can we give some love to Derek in the chat, please? Also to Wade, because he knew. 10 points to Wade as well. Yes, we'll just give a little cheers. That saves me some time. Thank you. So I learned something today. No, for whatever reason, there's some areas that are missed here. I'm not sure why that's about. That up. All right. All right. So now that we have that figured out. Okay, boom, save. And we've come some on YouTube. I think it might be Russian. Sorry, I don't know what that says. But welcome anyways. If you're able to say it in English, that would be great. Because I don't have anything that can. Derek is the real champ. That is true. Oh, Derek is getting Wade's points. So actually, so Derek now has 20 points. Okay. All right, you guys. So here we go. Oh, you know what I forgot to do here? Let's grab one more thing, and then we will show you what all this silliness is for regarding these flats. And I promise you, it is worth it in the end. Okay. So we got our character here. And then I come and I lock the pixels. That's this guy right here. Boom, 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 lock the pixels. That's one way of doing it. Another way would be to create a clipping mask. And we will be doing that in the future, but I'll show you this one way. Okay, so first of all, I can come in and I hit Control B, Command B, and I can just move this color around to kind of what I'm thinking. Actually, the easiest way to do it is just like, hey, let's go. He's a woodland guy, so we're gonna go for that color. And I can just hit Alt backspace, boom, and fill it with that color. Okay. So now here's, hey Justin, thanks a lot for hanging out, guy. Nice for you to drop by. Great work yourself. We'll talk soon. We'll probably need to grab some coffee again here. All right, so now when I am painting this guy, well, hey Joseph, how you doing? Welcome. Now I can paint in a way that doesn't go outside the line. So now, you see my brush, I'm gonna be like, whoopsies, I need to hit this button again. I can now paint and not have to worry at all about going outside of those lines. See, I can come in and just with specific colors and really start to push color into this. And not have to constantly be fighting my brush to stay inside the lines. And I'm kind of an indirect painter, so I like to have we need to go a lot darker, don't we? I like to come in and kind of layer things in, so this helps. Does that make sense? Not necessarily. So like what I could come and do, I could come and I create a new layer. Control Alt G does a clipping mask of that. And so now this layer with that little arrow on it, what that delineates is that I'm within the constraints of that layer. So let's say I wanted to do like an overlay layer, which I would probably do for kind of some glowy effects. I could, let's see, I'll take a brighter color here, and I could kind of come in and let's say I wanted to give him some crazy highlights or something over the top. Boom, you know. Same with like, let's say I want to do a multiply layer. Boom. And I could do shadows. Shadow work that way as well. See? Boom. So it's really it's a really powerful tool to have. Yeah. Noah's got to go. See you later, Noah. Thanks for hanging out, my man. Always good to have you on there. Joel is here. Hey, Joel. How you doing, bud? Joel is on Facebook. There he is. So, Joel, I can see your name, and you're the first Facebook user where we can see your name. Did you click the chat that allows you to allow your name to come through? I'm just trying to figure that portion out since we're streaming to the group. So actually now, okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate that. Was it easy? Was it just a one button click? Because I noticed that also my chat doesn't go to Facebook. And I don't know is it because I need to do that? I don't know. It was just a few clicks. I had to sign into this Facebook, then allow you to show your name, and then it was pretty much it. Okay, cool. Hopefully, did you get notified to do that when you went in there? I'm just trying to figure out the process so I can help people. Because there was two of the chatters didn't have their names coming through, and if it didn't show, how did you know how to do that? That's kind of the thing. Must be a privacy setting with Facebook since we're streaming also to a group on Facebook, everybody. Derek's asking if it follows. So this clipping mask that I'm on right now doesn't care about that that this layer is the pixels are locked. It actually just cares about what is on that layer, if that makes sense. So whatever's on that layer, the clipping mask will follow, whether it's pixel locked or not. So if I wanted to just draw on this layer, then I have to pixel lock it. But if I'm going to use the clipping masks, then it doesn't matter. Or you just clicked on a link you posted. Okay, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. Thanks to Adobe Live for streaming my my broadcast. I appreciate that. Love it. Love to see it. Actually, probably not gonna. Well, you know, so I could just keep those, and I can kind of just keep layering as I go. So I can just boom and, you know, kind of keep working. It just really makes the painting process a lot easier. You can similarly do the pixel locking too for the line drawing too. So let's say I wanted to pixel lock that, then I could come in and start coloring the lines as well. See, like that. So I mean, there's a lot of benefits to understanding and using the pixel locking. Lots of benefits. Monica, hey Monica, welcome. Nice to have you. One of the things that I like about that method is that it then allows me to kind of paint fairly in a almost like a watercolor approach, you know, where you're just gently layering things as you go. Oh, the bat signal's up. Joel's got to go. I understand. Yeah, we got some new viewers. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you. Like I said, make sure to say hi in the chat. Dirk says, interesting. I mainly use Illustrator to finish my designs, so I'm used to just changing the full value of the color, or the fill value of the colors, then going back with 2 layers of the lights and shadows. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's a definitely different approach for sure. And that's what's kind of, I think what's beautiful about learning to use the Adobe products is that you can really, I mean, you can make art in just completely 100% different ways. And whatever strikes your fancy. And I think that's great. And whatever speaks to you as an artist. And Jeffrey is here. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome. Nice to have you on the stream. What do you got going on today? We are painting an elf. What you got going on today, Jeffrey? Working on your art and doing some writing. Fantastic. That's great. Well, come hang out. We got a nice little chill stream happening here today. We are making art. Working on this as a commission here today. And I'm just feeling in the groove on this piece. There's some stretches. You do your artist stretches. If you're stretching, if you're doing art right now, talking to you on Behance right now, if you're doing it, any sort of work on your chair, let's get a good stretch in. Arms. This is a good ulnar stretch, ulnar nerve stretch, both ways. Gently though, not too much. This one's also a good one. This is the silliest one of them all, but man, is it ever a good stretch. Oh yeah. And then just hand down and just head away the other way too, straight out. Oh yeah. You can't do that. You know, actually, so when I first had my injury, I couldn't do that either. But seriously, just gently try to get into it. Even if you're just kind of right here, and just keep doing it every day until you can actually get all the way in. And that is such a good, you'll feel the stretch almost along your pinky. But yeah, it's a crazy stretch. So then I also like to have another layer. I call it the top drawing, and this is where I'll come in and start like maybe hitting stuff even above my line work. So let's say here I want to have blue eyes. Yeah, I'd come in and do it like that. Or if I wanted to, like, let's say I wanted to have a light reflection in his eye. That's where I would do it on, is the top drawing layer. But I do try to keep some basic, I'm horrible at it, but I do like to have some semblance of structure to the painting. So that as I'm working on something, I feel like I can understand what it is that I'm doing. When I look at the layers, because sometimes my layers get just absolutely out of control. Most of these layers are just sketches, you know. So like say here, I can take what I'm working on right now. Let's put that in a group. And we'll step through the whole process. This is funny, actually. I had a totally different pose initially. This pose was just way too staticky, you know, too up and down. So we start there really rough, a little bit more refined. I was wondering if I wanted to do a mask on him, which I still may. That was actually flats before. There's my second pass of the drawing. different torso, a random head from a different day, and then there we are. But now that I kind of have the structure of everything down, now it's just a matter of rendering. You know, I haven't, I think I may have made that text, just this textured one. This guy that does this one, kind of the cool texture. I think I made that one. I can't be 100% sure. I've had it forever. I do have Loish's brushes, and I have used those from time to time, which are really nice. I like those a lot. But if I'm like seriously looking for texture, I actually just paint traditionally. I really should probably get a little bit more texture brushes. I do have Justin Gerard's brushes. If you're looking for textured brushes, go support Justin Gerard on Patreon and pick up his brushes. You're not going to get really anything better than that as far as brushes designed for painting with texture, and not just applied in the way, but you're actually painting with it in the brush. And I really wouldn't spend too much time looking for others other than that. So I have a kind of this green cast, and I want to keep that on his face. I don't want him to have too much of a reds. Yes, I'm just switching back between a brush. The brush that I have right now here is this one that I've kind of made. It's very simple. See, it has just a little bit of shape dynamics to it. So it goes in, it doesn't go all the way down to nothing. I'm just throwing my brush around. It goes to 18%, and then it has a little bit of transfer, which is the opacity. So I can control the amount based upon how hard I push. So there's light brush. So it gets a little bit smaller the lighter I push, and it gets darker the harder I push. And so that kind of simulates more of actual, a painting a real brush. But in this kind of stage, I'm really just using that in my texture brush. Here's the settings in my texture. There is a dual brush that's occurring in this texture brush. I'm not even sure. There it is, number 31. So it's actually one that's built up because it's such an old brush. It's built from, the built-in brushes there, but just kind of layers it. My fingers are not that long. Oh, you're talking about that stretch? Yeah, I know. It is the silliest stretch for sure. Oh, we got somebody else on YouTube. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying, but you're welcome either way. Yeah, right above my head here in the on the screen is a link to our Discord channel where we are gathering artists from around the world. Actually, we're just starting it, and it's just kind of a way to be together, show each other's work. Daryl literally just joined right now, so I'm going to say hi to Daryl. Daryl Painting, welcome. And there is some access to some of the videos I've made, but also like a share your art portion of which has been really fun to see people do that. So make sure to head over, jump on the Discord, and get connected that way as well. We can chat when I'm not streaming. Also head over to Facebook, Nicholas Jackson Art. I mean YouTube, and check out the YouTube channel there where there's some other videos as well. You can't even, okay. So, okay, Vanessa, Vanessa's saying she can't cover her whole face with both hands. So if you were to do this, just cover your face like this. How much can you actually cover? How much can you actually, because we're trying to do this, everybody, we're trying to, if you can do this, put a 1 in the chat. If you can do this. Because this is a really good stretch for all of our artist friends out there. Really good stretch. Hey, well, hey, Daryl. Welcome. You're totally welcome to lurk and paint. I love that. Daryl can do it. It is quite the stretch, for sure, to be able to do that. So sometimes I'll come in, make another layer here, make that clipping mask, and we'll just let's do some shadow work here. Let's push our shadows. So the shadow layer won't get us much anywhere in regards to highlights or anything. It's just hitting our shadows. So I'm trying to select that local color before. Oh, Monica can do it as well. Monica can do the stretch. If I cover my eyes, you'll see my mouth. If I cover my mouth, you'll see half of my eyes. That is amazing. Do you have like little baby hands? Because that's cute. Hey Pedro, how you doing? Thanks. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, my man. Come on in. We are making a little rogue today. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get a nice super big brush. We're going to get majority of these pants covered as well. The reason I didn't want to do the multiply layers, I wanted to keep the texture and everything that I had underneath there. So and so, like watercolors, the more you layer, the darker it gets too. So in the multiply layer, you can just kind of keep sampling and it will get darker and darker and darker. So what I like to do every once in a while is to say, all right, where I'm at, and I just take all of my line work. I mean, all of my colors, layers. So I have them all selected, and I'm just going to hit Control E, and I'm going to flatten it, sort of flat, and that helps me commit to something. Say, hey, this is what it's going to look like. And not be too hesitant. Pedro said the character looks like Legolas. Totally. Absolutely. Thank you. Glad you like him. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this. All right, so now I'm on a normal layer with these. So I have to be careful because look, I could do this now. So whenever you do that, you actually kind of go back in and reselect that pixel lock, because then that will keep everything on the up and up from going too far overboard. So let's see here. Let's get some color to these blades. That'll help distinguish it a little bit too. A puberty Legolas. That is really funny, actually. Love it. So we have, this is a D&D commission that I'm working on here. We have, I have a client who has a bunch of friends who play D&D together, and this is the piece that is one of the characters that plays. So it's cool too. Also, now that I have this, this layer kind of, combined, I have everything. I can now actually do a little bit of modifications, and this is really, really helpful. Raises, welcome. We are painting a woodland rogue. All right, what's cool about this, if I hit Control B, boom, and I'm gonna go back and name this so that you can see this. All right, painting. If I hit Control B, I get my color balance up. And what I could do here is I could just make some, some adjustments color-wise if I wanted to. Here's some mid-tones. One of the things I actually liked, and either I can do it directly on there, or I can come down and create an actual adjustment layer and hit Control Alt G, and now it's a clipping mask that's just going to affect the layer. Of course, I don't have a background, so it doesn't matter, but I can come in and decide, do I want no more reds in there? Do I want to push some magentas? Not really. Yellows. And I can push the shadows around a little bit too. The other thing that's nice, hue and saturation is a good one to do for this too. Just kind of the overall color. Or you can actually come in and choose. Okay, so these greens, I want them to be a little bit more blue or green or whatever. But actually, so it's going to be yellows here. So I'm going to grab these yellows and I can push those yellows around, see? So it's a really, really powerful tool. You can obviously overdo it and then it's going to look horrible. And I'm just going to actually just delete those because I liked my color choices. The other one that's really nice to do. Oh, you could also obviously bring up and down your saturation too. Because if you're like me, I just get way too saturated and I have to adjust that. But another nice one that's really good to do is the curves. Just bring up some curves. If you don't understand curves, I won't explain that here right now, but if you do, basically this is your shadows and this is your lights. And I can actually make him a little bit darker. Just a little bit. Just overall, he's a rogue, he needs to be darker. And then, so if I like that and I'm fine with it, I can kind of go back and forth. Maybe do I like it? Just a little bit. And then I just, boom, apply it. So you kind of using the power of Photoshop to make drastic changes to your painting as you're going, you're in Photoshop, use the tools that are there to make change. I mean, like if I was wanting to make that change in oils, I'd have to glaze a color over that. It would get darker, which in this case would be fine. But to make, large adjustments like that is going to be crazy. So, all right, we're going to bring in a new layer, clippy mask it, and then we're going to go to overlay. And this is just going to be a little bit of highlights. We'll do a little rim lights. I'm going to grab my texture. Another good layer to use is the screen layer. And this basically will just bring in highlights. So anything, let's say I'm up here on his hood. Let's go up in here on his hood, and I select that. It will I can basically, boom, it just automatically makes a highlight. So I can just select the color. I don't even have to lighten it. It just automatically does that for me. And that's pretty cool. One of the things I want to do here is I want to go multiply, and I'm going to actually hit my flat brush. And we're going to select this color here. And I am going to make his hood darker. I want him to have a darker hood all the way around. And we have to turn that off. Do we have to turn that off? I don't remember. Brushes aren't totally working for me today. But what's cool about this, what I've just done, is I've just made his entire hood darker, but I was able to keep the textures in there because he just needed a darker hood. So the textures are saved. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually come in, create a mask, and then I could paint backwards if I wanted to, and anything I paint here is going to reveal what was below it, which is kind of cool too. So that's like a really, really quick and dirty way of making something a little bit darker. So let's say, okay, I want to do that for his face. We're going to come in, we're going to grab this, and we're going to select multiply, and we're just going to make it darker. The whole thing. Yeah, let's grab that too. So now doing it this way, I end up kind of losing, a little bit of the variance in colors that I've done. It's kind of demolishing that, but it works like a glaze, would. So, and I can always come back in, and let's say I want to grab some of those colors, and I can actually paint those in if I wanted to. Okay, but it's better to do that the different layers. So, and you could be like, oh, how much do I want that? And I can kind of set even the opacity of that layer. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been working on today. So that's gonna be it for the stream today. I'm gonna cut it there, and we'll come back and work on it another time. But that is our rogue. But you can see kind of once I put those flats in, how that aided the entire rest of the process with the coloring. Without that, the whole coloring process would have taken longer. And the gestures that I can make with my brush, I can just go across and make a nice line, like see the highlight there, just and I can just make that with a stroke rather than having to come in and follow every single time as I'm going. But yeah, Vanessa, thank you for being here. It's great. Thank you for the encouragement on Discord the other day to saying, hey, you missed seeing me, and that was part of actually what I needed to come back to. So thanks for that. Yes, Daryl, Derek, Vanessa, Ray, Adro, Asia, the whole gang, Joel and Noah, Justin was here. I mean, we had a great turnout today. So thank you so much for everybody. Thanks for Adobe for broadcasting. Appreciate it as well. And you're very welcome, Unicorn. Thank you. You lurk on for sure, no problem. Remember that you are super creative, way more than you give yourself credit for. Stop comparing yourself to other artists. Enjoy the abilities that you have been given. Continue to cultivate your technique. Remember that you are loved and that you are valuable. And I'll see you on the next stream. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.